Sorry we're not live again. YouTube had other plans. Well, actually, it wasn't YouTube. I think it's my cable modem. I think my cable modem is not at all well. On Memorial Day, back last Monday, had a lightning strike here, and it took out my cable modem. And so I had to have it replaced. It's a new unit. I don't think that it is entirely stable. It's not working. It keeps cutting in and out. So, and what it does, it takes the whole network down. It's not just losing the internet connection. It takes out the entire network. So I think there's something wrong with the modem itself. But anyway, hello and welcome to the third episode of what I was calling the daily draw, but now it looks like it's going to be the nightly draw because it's night. It's dark back here. I hope you're enjoying this on YouTube, which is where you are going to be seeing this. Today we're going to actually be working on the strip itself. I'm actually going to be drawing on the strip. So it's not developmental work. It's actually going to be a page from Accidental Centaurs. But we'll get to that in a moment. A couple of things I want to mention first. I had notes. Oh boy, I was prepared. I actually had notes written out. And now I can't find them. Oh brother. Oh bother. Whose idea was that, huh? This is what I get for being prepared, right? As you can tell, I never was a very good Boy Scout. Let's see, what have we got? Books. There are lots of books that are available, and I really, if you're enjoying Accidental Centaurs and you've gone over to Accidental Centaurs, which is available, I'm not going to put that key up because the key it's got a typo on it. At www.accidentalcentaurs.com. I'm going to try and add it in post. That is the main site where the main story is. So if you are discovering this and looking at it later, go check it out. But the books are also collected the stories are collected in a variety of formats. First off, there are comic books. The strip is formatted into individual stories, and these are published in comic books. This is actually the Moonbase Press edition before I started using Studio Tachyon. So this is an old version, but this is Accidents Happen. This is issue number 1. This is out of print. Oh, and look, this one's black and white. I forgot about that. These are black and white. These were done by Lulu. Yeah, because look, this has got the old Kevin and Kel ad on the back. Anyway, these were published by Lulu. They're in black and white. The new ones are in color, are in full color, which I'll show you in just a moment. I don't have any of those issues here in color. However, but we'll get to that in a moment. These are being reprinted. These are out of print right now, but I'm going to get these back in print in time for Dragon Con. I do have issues 2 through 8. And I didn't bring copies of all of them here. But Accidental Unicorn, which is story number 2. Pointing Hooves, which is story number 3. All of Dictating the Course, which spans 4 issues. And as you can see, I'll show you here. These are in full color. Very nice color. These are available, and I don't have the ordering thing up on the site yet. I need to add that, but these will be anywhere from $5 to $6 a piece once I get those up and running, because that's what I sell them for at Dragon Con. Also, these stories are collected into collections. Now, these are more expensive because they're on Lulu, and color printing on Lulu is very expensive, but it's beautiful. It really looks, and this video is not really doing it justice. It's just not focusing on it, and it's just not really doing it justice. But it really comes out very nice. There are 2 editions of this. This is volume 1, which has the first 3 stories. And then there is volume 2, and this is all of Dictating the Course. Lair of the Insectars is not complete yet, so it's not in collected in printed form. It will be. It'll start dribbling out as I finish it up as comic books. But I will be adding those. If you want to order these are available on Lulu. They're pricey. I'm sorry, but they are pricey. I don't know the price right off the top of my head because I don't have an internet connection, so I can't go look it up. Thank you, Comcast. You've got one job. Anyway, so you can find those at, and this one I do have here, and that is right here. Yeah, there it is. At lulu.com/JPO, you can find all of these. The other Lulu address is for the Naughty Bits. And what those are the adult comics. And I only have 2 of the books here. First one is the original, the Naughty Bits. And the other one is, of course, this is a Monty Python reference. The polka dot and the arrows is from which episode? How to identify different types of trees? I think what was the main gag? And and they would show the larch, and then the Naughty Bits, and the Naughty Bits, they would be covered up with polka dot underwear and have these arrows pointing. So that's that, and then there's more Naughty Bits, which I don't know why I don't have it here. I know I have a copy here somewhere, but then the third one is Attack of the Naughty Bits, which has this very nice cover, which again the lighting is kind of messing up, causing a glare. And a delay. I'm trying to figure out where's the best place to put this. This painted cover by Ian Sampson. He did a beautiful job with this. I'm so pleased with this. Kind of spoofing the Attack of the 50-Foot Woman movie poster. And that is available, again, at Lulu. These are full color at lulu.com, Naughty Bits. And again, like I said, these are full color. I'm not going to show you. Well, I can show you this page because this one's pretty tame. The color is beautiful in this. So anyway, there's that. Sales of these books, of course, help support Accidental Centaurs, help support what we're doing here and keeping this going. So please consider, if you like the strip, supporting through that. Another method of support, I'll put that away, is Patreon, and I'm going to mention that again. You're going to hear me keep mentioning it. It's Patreon is has multiple levels of support, and each level of support has more goodies and premiums associated with it. Go check it out. The address for that is, hold on. One of these is I'm going to learn exactly. I just set this up. So there we go. Patreon.com. Meanwhile, I've used what? I thought I got rid of that. I don't know. Anyway, Patreon.com. Let's see that again. Patreon.com/Accidental Centaurs. Go to that link. It'll be in the show notes. You can see all of the details on the patron program as it's currently set up. Let's see. Oh, yes. And speaking of money, if you feel like you want to, send a few shekels my way for doing such a great job on the video here, feel free to. And there was the address back there. Let me put that back up real quick. There we go. You could just send me some money to PayPal at studiotachyon.com through PayPal. All denominations accepted. None will be turned away. And don't worry, your money will be disposed of in a ecologically sound manner. All right. Anyway, yeah, I got to beg for money because that's part of it. But I do appreciate your support. I do appreciate you reading, and I do appreciate any and all financial support through Patreon or purchasing goods. I'm trying to develop more of them. Tomorrow I'll actually I'll have you make sure that I have information about sales of original art on Etsy in case you're interested in any of that. And then finally, the final thing so I can shut up and start drawing already. Dragon Con. Let me make sure that I got it right here. Dragon Con is coming up September 1st through 4th here in Atlanta, Georgia, and I will be there. I will be next to the one and only Bill Holbrook and the amazing Eisner-winning Tom Heiches, along with other folks that I always enjoy seeing. And DragonCon is going to be a blast. It always is every year, and I'm looking forward to it. And I hope that if you come, you can come by the table. Be happy to chat and hang out and hopefully sell you lots of stuff. Yeah, especially that part. No, seriously. I really would, if you're going to come, please come on by. I'd love to see you. So, again, the dates on that are September the 1st through the 4th here in beautiful Atlanta, Georgia. All right. Enough of that already. God, was he ever going to shut up? All right, so drawing today, I'm going to be working on page 3 of the 7 Centauri, and let me show you what I'm going to be doing. First off, as I mentioned, this is the script, and I actually redid the cover today because I got lots more of this paper, inkjet printer paper, photo paper. And in here is where I keep the stories and the scripts and my outlines. 7 Centauri, here's the outline for the story. As you can see, I've got notes in here. I kind of marked this out, and I got some suggested dialogue in here. Don't read that. That's kind of a spoiler. The first 2 pages are complete, so now that I have some plenty of printer paper, of inkjet photo paper, I've got these printed out and then in protectors. And so there's the first 2 pages. Very nice. And what we're going to be doing today is this page. I'm going to start working on this page. So now I've got it written out. Oh, wait a minute. I'm not doing this page. This page is this page. We can that can go in the shredder. This page is what I'm going to be doing. This is page 3 for those of you keeping score at home. And this is what I'm going to be. This is the return of the debut of Arbednab. So, again, I just kind of doodled this out. I made when I wrote this, I made a mistake. I actually made this 1/2. This is actually going to be 2/3 and 1/3 because Lenny is by himself, Alex and Sam. So each one basically gets a third, and their reaction shots. And then this is actually going to be 1/3 and then 2/3. So first step is going to be to mark off my lines. So I'm going to slide this out of the way and reach down here and pull out the paper, which got stuck down here. There we go. Easy. All right. This is the paper I'm going to use, and I got a smudge right there. I'm gonna trash this sheet. The paper that I'm going to be using is made by is Strathmore. It is pre-printed. It's got lines already on it that are in non-photo blue. And the reason for this is so that I'm going to take my glasses off so that I can see close up. I got to get new glasses one of these days. This will be easy for me to remove when I scan this, which we're not going to get to that point today. But what I'll be able to do is take out the blue lines, leaving the black that I'll then color. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is just with regular number 2 pencil is kind of mark this up here. So this is accidental. Today is the 7th of June, 17. And the book, this is 7 Centauri. This is issue 4.5. In the storyline, in the chronology, this is going to take place between Deciding the Course and Lair of the Insectars. So that's why it's 4.5, because Deciding the Course is 4, 7 Lair of the Insectars was story number 5, so this is getting wedged in, so it's 4.5. And this is page 3. All right, now I'm going to be using a lot of these pencils. These are made by Staedtler. These are from Germany, I believe. Austria. I was close. German speaking. And so now I'm going to use this ruler, flexible stainless steel ruler with a cork backing on it. For years I always wondered what's the deal with the cork. I mean, it holds it in place, but keeps it from slipping? I later found out, and I have to thank Guy Gilchrist for this, because Guy, whoa, I didn't mean to hit the camera. Come here, come back here, come here. There we go. My big hand there. Guy showed me what this is for. What it's for is to allow you to ink with pens like this. You gotta be careful because this is wet. Nib pens, which use India ink, and so they are very. If this was flat on the paper, the ink would smear because it takes a while for it to dry when you pull it away. By sitting up, there's a little channel for the ink to kind of sit under and not get caught by the ruler, so you can lift the ruler away after putting down an ink line. And I have to thank Guy for showing me that as one of many things I've learned from the great Guy Gilchrist. He's a wonderful teacher and a great person too. He's one of my favorite people in the whole world. And I'm not just saying that because I work for him, boss. He really is a great guy. He really is. And he loves to teach. He loves teaching people about art and how to draw and tell stories. And I am so lucky that I get to work with him, and he's helped me out quite a bit. So just making me that much better of a cartoonist. I'm going to pull the page out of the script here so that I'm not looking way over into another state with no glasses on. Now, there's not a whole lot in terms of dialogue on this page. As you can see, it's what, who, you, but it's where they're looking and everything. Now, these are very rough doodles, as you can see, and just doodling here. Just kind of give me a basic layout. All right, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to rough in the text. Now, the original line of dialogue was just, "We need to talk, old friend," and I've modified that. So I'm gonna go with that. I like that a lot better. And I may expand upon it when I type it up. In fact, I may expand upon it right now. Okay, that's okay. This is rough. This is not the final dialogue. That will be typed in on the computer. Is that all? Okay. So this is just going to give me a rough idea of where the dialogue balloons are going to be. I will be drawing art on top of them because it's, like I said, this is just a roughing in so that I have an idea of where to place the characters. So the first thing I'm going to do, Sam's still getting drenched. It's going to be a running gag throughout this first part that Lenny kind of forgets to turn off the waterworks. At this point, I just kind of rough them in what I call Bill Holbrook fingers. Bill's got these wonderfully kind of lumpy fingers that he draws on his characters, and it's not. I mean, it's a very Bigfoot style, but it's not really appropriate for the trying to go for a more traditional comic book look that I'm trying to do, and I emphasize trying because I am nowhere near anyone like Adam Kubert or anybody like that on that level. I mean, or Jack Kirby, for crying out loud. There's no way I would ever dream of even thinking I was anywhere near that. If nothing else, I have delusions of Kirbyhood. But I mark the outside boundary of where the rain goes. The rain will be added digitally in the computer. So now Alex is in the foreground here, so make him a little bigger. Alex's hair has gone through a lot of permutations. The original design was caused by my limited artistic skills, and or the limitations on my artistic skills, I should say, and I didn't intend for it to look like a mullet. it just kind of ended up that way, and everybody kind of assumed it was a mullet. It wasn't a mullet. It was never intended to be. It ended up being the source of a lot of jokes about Alex's mullet, and where he would get very defensive about it. It just comes out that way, and it did just come out that way because that was the limitations of my drawing. So I took it. I decided. Actually, I think it was in between these two stories, in between Lair of the Insectar, before Lair of the Insectars, that I was going to redesign Alex's hairstyle, and I tried to come up with something, and it's actually, believe it or not, it's actually based on Matt Smith as Doctor Who. Was actually where it came from. Was because he had a lot of hair all over the place. Not all sticky uppy like David Tennant, but and then he gets a little bug-eyed here. Lenny, it's kind of funny with him. His so rubbery, because he's kind of a being of energy. So unlike other characters, which have a rigid or a more rigid structure to them, Lenny is very, like I said, very rubbery and very malleable, so I can change him around. When he's irritated, I draw him very flat. When he's if he's surprised, then I can have him do a Tex Avery double take, where the eyes bug out and the jaw drops down to the floor, and because he's not a physical character, he doesn't. Ironically, by not being a physical character, he can be the most physical in terms of comedy. So, So unlike Alex and Sam, which have these set places that the eyes and the mouth goes, Lenny doesn't really have that. He's just kind of all over the place. He can be completely off model and still be on model, ironically. All right, so there's the first two panels. I don't know if you can see that, how well you can see that. But I do it in very light pencil just to kind of rough in. I'll go back and I'll tighten those pencils up in just a few minutes. And now, in my outline here, Lenny's got a kind of a surprised expression because, and I want to change that because I've got him with this basically the same expression twice here. So he's gonna be a little bit more. See, well, the great thing about these pencils is I can just work out the expression, just draw it over and over, because none of this is going to be seen. Well, it's going to be seen now because it's on video, but it's not going to be in the final comic because and sometimes I do end up erasing completely if it's not working out, and like this is not working out. I'm not happy with that at all. Where's the brush? Oh, there it is. There we go. I think this works better. Having Lenny be kind of, you know, what the blank are you doing here? As you can see, I can make him as he's very pliable. Right. And I should have brought my sketch of our bed and ad. Wouldn't you know it? Alright. I think I can do this from memory here. I should have her looking down. Up at Lenny a little bit more. Alright. So there's the roughs for the major characters. I mean, Alex and Sam will go in the back here, but I'll just kind of rough sand in. Actually, we'll kind of establish the baseline here, and there's a mountain. The mountains. I'm really looking forward to getting the streaming worked out, because I'm looking forward to taking questions from you. And in fact, if you've got any questions, in fact, you don't need to wait for Comcast to get its act together. Why don't you, if you've got any questions about any of this, go ahead and send them to me. Put them on Facebook, and I'll see them, and I'll make a note to have them in my show notes, which I will remember to set someplace where I can find them. Oh, brother. Yeah, I'm real prepared here. But again, like I said, we really don't have to have the streaming. It would be nice to do that, but we could do it without the streaming. So if you've got any questions, let me have them, and I'll be happy to try to answer them. All right. All right, and just in time for me to sharpen that pencil. Okay, so now I've got got the page roughed out, and I'm pretty happy, I think, with where everybody is and their positions. Once I finally got this one taken care of with Lenny, and again, it's very light. I don't think you can see that, but anyway, let me go ahead and start working here on Lenny here, just so you can get an idea. I'm not going to make you sit through the whole thing, but I'm just going to go ahead and just show you what I do next. I'm going to these are the lines that I will most likely go over with the ink. Now I'm penciling in the iris, but I don't draw them. I don't ink them in. I put them in with computers because there'll be just a solid sphere of color. And again, sometimes I'll ignore my rough pencils and go with something else. and sometimes I'll ignore the finished pencils when I do the inks, and it's just all trying to capture some level of spontaneity, which you do lose by basically doing this image 3 times. Well, 4 if you count the rough script. Although I don't, because that's just a doodle. I don't usually the version that I'm most satisfied with is this one, is the rough pencil, because it'll have this there'll be a level of spontaneity to it that gives it an energy. So now you can see that's a lot more finished, and then I will go over that with ink, which I may I think I'm going to save the inking. After I sign off here, I'm going to ink this tomorrow, and we'll start on the inking tomorrow. So you want to come back for tomorrow's show. Because that's what we'll be doing, is I'll be doing inking. And now this part really burns through the pencils, because I'm laying down quite a bit of lead. This part right here definitely was inspired by Matt Smith's hairstyle as the 12th Doctor. But going back to the irises, I kind of discovered that by accident, because I was inking in and drawing a circle, and it would sometimes it would kind of blob up, and I'd have to go and fix it in the computer. And I discovered this by accident a couple of years ago. And I said, I really like that look. And that's how you develop your style, is you do things by accident. You trial and error. You do something by accident. You say, "Oh, I like that. That's a great effect. I like that." And so you end up incorporating it, and that's how you develop a style. I learned how to draw by copying Peanuts out of the newspaper. So I was copying Charles Schulz, and then as I would draw, I'd make a mistake, and it would be a happy accident. Now, not every drawing mistake was a happy accident. Some were truly horrific pileups out on the interstate. But every now and then there would be one that I liked, and I was like, "Oh, what did I do?" And I keep doing it and incorporate that into the style, and eventually the style evolved, and it continued to evolve. When I started Accidental Centaurs, I was doing the eyes like this for the characters. I can put that in there because it's gonna I'm gonna erase it anyway. It's gonna be erased from the computer anyway. But then I started adding more detail, and and it evolved. But anyway, so that's kind of what I'll be finishing up tonight myself. I will be filling out the character these for Alex. For Alex down here, 2 Sams, Eleni, and Arbednad in her debut, and then I'll also then go in and pencil in the backdrops. which you can see here in the finished pages. They're in a desert. Whoa, that's not what I wanted to do. That back. They're in a desert. So we've got these mountains, and there's some cacti and rocks. Always got to have 3 rocks. That's a running gag of mine, and it's in homage to Nancy. Because Ernie Bushmiller would always draw 3 rocks. When he needed some rocks in the background, he'd always draw 3 rocks. And that was because 1 rock would be a rock. 2 rocks are a couple of rocks. 3 rocks are some rocks. 4 rocks are some rocks, but it's 1 more than is necessary to be some rocks. So the minimum number of rocks that you needed to draw in order to have some rocks in the background is 3. True story. Anyway, okay, so that's going to be it for tonight. And I've been rambling here for 48 minutes now. So I'm going to shut down. We're going to go off the air for tonight. Thank you for joining me. Again, please go and check out accidentalcentaurs.com. And that's where Accidental Centaurs lives. Please consider being a Patreon patron. I really, really need that support. That's very important. And that's at patreon.com. Let's see, where's it? There's a D. Patreon.com/Accidental Centaurs. Mimo Live User. I'm going to fix that. Get rid of that. But accidentalcentaurs.com, patreon.com/Accidental Centaurs. You can see all of the patron benefit levels. I really need this. Is a very important means of support. And another important means of support are the Lulu Books. Oh, that's me. Hi, Crackpot Cartoonist. That's me. Let's try that again. Try this one. There we go. Lulu Books at those addresses, and they will be in the show notes. But I'm really excited about what we've got coming up with Accidental Centaurs. Some great stuff coming up. I'm really excited about this story, 7 Centauri, and of course Year 2, which is still building and still working on it. So thank you for joining me. Thank you for listening to me babble here for the last 50 minutes. And so until tomorrow night, thank you, and keep drawing.